All right, we are recording. So, hello and welcome to another episode of the Holistic Healing Network. I'm your hostess, Leah Petrucci, and I have a guest with me today, my first guest speaker. This is Eran Bucai. And I met Eran, I would say maybe 6 months ago when I was searching for help for my business and trying to get tech support for getting my membership going. And I was tearing my hair out and just not able to get things done as far as tech. And I was about ready to give up. And I came across Eran. We were in a mutual course for entrepreneurs who are trying to get a membership going. And Eran has definitely already done that. And so I would love for him to explain about his membership and what he's got going on in his business. But I just wanted to give a quick intro on how I came across Eran. And maybe a little later, I'll talk a little bit more about how he's been able to help me in my business. But Eran, please take it away. Tell us about your business.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for the intro. So my business, I think it's, I got to give a bit of context kind of on the backstory.
Yes.
My
sure.
business is primarily, I support entrepreneurs with the tech struggles, basically. So if you want to start an online business, coach, consultant, course creator, membership site owner, or aspiring, I support you with the tech stuff. And I think when you're an expert at something, right, you have your expertise, but then there is this other thing, which is marketing and sales, which is like, that's just a different category, which, you might be good at what you do, but you might not know how to market and sell yourself, right? So there's a very distinct difference between people who are an expert at something versus people. There are people who are probably less expert than you, but better than marketing and sales, who have a bigger business, but they're not as good as you just because they know marketing and sales better. So I kind of help with that side of things. And specifically, because it's a lot of online stuff, I help with the tech stuff primarily. And because that's where people really, they get stuck, a lot of the time with tech stuff. Nobody wants to become a website designer. That's not what they signed up for. When they start an online business, they sign up to reach more people. They didn't sign up for becoming a web designer as such. So I kind of help support people with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you hit it the nail on the head because I'm a therapist. We did not learn any of these things. I wish we had. I'm hearing that some curriculum is including some kind of marketing in, grad programs now, but we didn't learn a lick of that. And so I've had to hire coaches like you and business coaches to help me.
Yeah. And also the industry evolves so much. Even if something does get added to university, by next month, the curriculum is going to take a few months to get approved, few years. By next month, everything's going to be different. How you market things online, you know what I mean? So things change so quickly.
Changing. Yeah, absolutely. And you got to have help to keep up with that.
Yeah.
And you've been great at keeping up with all of the software and you helped me totally change over from one software that I thought I wanted and helped me pick a different one, and that saved me so much money. And I wouldn't have known any of that if I didn't have your help.
Yeah. I reckon we saved at least $1,000 in yearly costs just doing that, I reckon, right?
Well, yeah, and actually it paid for the course of how we met in Stu McLaren's membership experience course.
Yeah.
If I remember, you tried to talk me out of it, or you made a video that was very practical in, well, hey, if you just don't have the money, then it's maybe not the right time. And in all rationality, I should have listened to you, and I didn't. But I'm kind of glad that I didn't, because we're here now and I pushed forward. But if I had gone with that other software program that I had my heart set on, I wouldn't have been able to afford both. And so you were able to save me that money and pay for the course that I really shouldn't have taken. But again, I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
So you really helped me money-wise. Absolutely.
Yeah, totally. And I think it goes back to, I think that's something that I guess my backstory a little bit is I got burned quite a bit with high ticket stuff, right? That's kind of how I was introduced to the online world is high ticket everything, high ticket coaching, high ticket courses, high ticket masterminds, high ticket everything. And that was what I was kind of brought into in terms of the online space, right? And it only after I got burnt, because I do work hard, right? I am a hard worker, and when everything kind of went bust with that first business, which wasn't really a business and it was a lot of high ticket, and I was like, something just didn't add up to me. I was investing, I was doing everything I was told to do. I was doing the high ticket model. I was investing, but by the time it was all said and done, I was in much bigger debt than what I made. I mean, I made 6 figures in my first year, but I was in a 55K debt by the end of it. It just made no sense. Like, how could I go from that to that? And I didn't blow money. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I don't party. Like, I just work, so.
Right. Yes.
And that's where also I was like, I guess I got passionate about helping people to avoid the pitfalls and also, figure out a way where I can serve people in a really affordable fashion as well. So it's kind of something that I really enjoy serving, the beginners and so on. And even if somebody who's a beginner, but they're no longer a beginner after a while, that's okay. If I have the loyalty and I have them for a long time as a customer, I will make that anyway long-term, and it will make sense. They get good value. I get the recurring revenue, and it's a really, really good, simple model.
Yeah. And it's a win-win situation because, you're helping people who really need the help, and we're getting the help that we need. And just everything that you offer in your membership has been so valuable to me and to the other group members that I've even met friends through your membership. Meeting people and collaborating with them even on projects. So it's served a dual purpose to make connections with other business owners. And to get the help that you offer and the one-on-one services. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about, what different services that you offer inside your membership?
Yeah. So my business really has 3 parts. Part number 1 is when somebody's like, I don't know what software to use, or I don't like my existing software, or my current software is too expensive, or anything along the lines of the confusion and the paralysis that goes with the software side. So I help choose that one. I do that for free because I earn an income from the recurring revenue of the referrals to the different softwares, because I affiliate a whole bunch, right? So that's one aspect. So that's always a problem. That's kind of the entry problem that most people have. The second problem that people have is, okay, I've chosen a pro software now. What the hell do I do with it, right? So what I do is very different to the traditional done for you model, because a lot of times you would go and hire somebody to build something for you, like the website, but it's turned over to you. Number one, there's a lot of back and forth, which is just agony for both parties. I know because I've done that. But also it's a high risk for you as the business owner, because you're paying this person that could just disappear on you. You're paying this person that may or may not submit a good job, and you're the one who's really taking the risk there, right? So, and then by the end of it, even if they do a good job, because you're a startup, things change. Maybe your offer, maybe it sucks and you need to change it. Maybe you need to change the pricing. You need to change the headline. You need to change the text. If you're not involved in that done for you process, you don't know how to make any changes. You're hostage to that tech person. So what I do is I build people's websites, but I do it on Zoom with them. So pretend like we are right now on Zoom. I will literally share my screen, build it for you. So that's the second part of my business. And then the third part is my tech support membership, because there's always going to be that, even though I do it with them, there's always going to be more questions, because, even if I show you how to do something, again, it goes back to what I said at the beginning. You're a therapist. That's your career. You're not trying to be a web designer. So I have the tech support membership to assist you in not having to use all your brain power to remember, so hang on, how do I do blah again? Right? So you can just send a question to me and my team. We'll answer in under 24 hours. We do group calls, and you can also book a one-on-one call with my tech VA, which I know you've made good use of as well, which is great.
Oh yeah.
And it's a low monthly fee, and it just works really well that way. It's just a good base and we can support a decent amount of people. We have over 100 people in the membership, so it kind of works really well that way. And yes, that's kind of the three parts. And yeah, that's kind of how the main focus of the business at the moment.
Yeah, and I just remember since I've started with you, I mean, I've seen your services expand. You didn't have Peter on your team and the other
Right.
VAs on your team yet. You were
Yeah.
doing everything
Yeah.
and answering all of my messages to you like lightning quick, and either sending me a tutorial or saying, hey, let's hop on a one-on-one call. And that was so valuable to me to have that one-on-one. Okay, walk me through this,
Yeah.
that's my most helpful part. I
Yeah.
love all the other features,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
co-working features and the courses, all the courses that you have
Yeah.
available for your membership. You
Yeah.
pretty much, whenever you run into a problem, well, let me make a tutorial about that really quick, and boom,
Yeah.
it's it's up in the on the
Hundreds
platform.
now. Hundreds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So valuable.
Yeah.
And the price is great. Do you want to talk a little bit about the
Sure.
price,
Sure.
because I know that you're increasing your fees soon?
I am.
Yeah.
And the founding member launch that I did originally was obviously at a certain price, and now it's going higher. So right now it's 55 a month, and it's gonna go up to 99. And I was gonna answer that question a little bit more in detail toward the end of this month, which is where the price is going up. Basically, the 1st of October, price is going to be at 99, basically. So I was going to do a little bit more of a detailed webinar, but just a short snippet. The simplicity of the price going up is overheads, right? Honestly, there is overheads. Like I have, like it's funny, it's true. You've been with me for about 6 months. I didn't have Peter, right? So like when you actually joined 6 months ago, I had half a virtual assistant who I would periodically hire, right? I've got 7 now, right?
Yeah.
So before that, I did all my video editing, I did all my graphic design, I did all the one-on-one tech support, I did everything. So
Everything. Yeah.
and it's okay. Like I said, I do work hard. I've got no issue with working hard, but also I'd love to do a lot more than just 100 people. I'd love to have 1,000 or
Yeah.
10,000. That's just how I'd love to grow it. But to do that, I really needed to focus on building a team, and building a team equals salaries, equals all that stuff. So I've got 3 video editors, 2 graphic designers, and 2 tech support people. So with that comes higher costs, higher expenses, and so on. So that's one of the reasons why I'm raising the prices.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the main reason, really, to be honest. So, and then there's some other secret strategies that are going to be announced a little bit later. That the current members, the way I have it structured is basically anybody that joins the membership, they basically get everything. They don't have to think about anything. They get everything. They don't have to worry about, oh, did I pay for Black Horse? Did I pay? No, you pay for it. You're in the membership. You're getting everything. That's kind of how I structured my founding members as well. And then once I have that at 99, then I might revise things, and we'll see how it goes. But I'll also have other secret releases later, basically, so to align the business, make it more scalable.
Yeah. I mean, 99, I would have still paid that. I mean, I'm awesome grandfathered in at the founding member price,
Totally.
but I still would have paid the 99, and it would be totally worth it now that
Yeah.
I'm in there and I've experienced it,
Yeah.
absolutely worth that.
Yeah. And I think the fact that I like the moment that I was like figured out how to add a one-on-one, like having VAs do one-on-one, I was like, this is real. It is like it was the first time I felt my membership was special. I mean, I thought my membership was okay before that. I was still kind of figuring stuff out. And once I kind of figured out how to add one-on-one, I thought that's a really good, I've kind of figured out testing and testing and testing,
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I don't think I've seen that anywhere else so far as tech memberships. It's usually what you described before. They do for you, or and this is just so much more helpful to me, as I've tried it the other way as well. I hired a web designer and they did a great job, but I when you walked me through one-on-one how to start building my sales page,
Mm,
and you're right about changing my mind, because I've changed my mind so many times since then. But I'm
totally.
glad that I'm in this membership so I can get the help from you and Peter to, as my mind keeps changing.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
much easier to have someone do it with you and walk you through it and is there with you, rather than kind of, I was emailing someone, kind of trying to describe to them what I wanted, and that just wasn't. It was so frustrating. Just the
Yeah.
communication barrier
Totally.
just wasn't helpful for me.
Totally.
So, but anyway, so tell us. You've got something, a big event coming up,
Yeah.
and I'm super excited. I've blocked off days on my calendar and times.
Awesome.
So tell us about, this is your very first virtual summit
Yeah.
that you're
Yeah.
doing,
Yes.
and I know you put a lot of work into it. So tell us about
Yeah.
that.
Yes, it's my first virtual summit. And it's funny because 2 years ago, I remember I wrote a blog about virtual summits, and I basically wrote in the blog, my recommendation, don't do it. It seems
Don't do
like too much work. And I stand by my work. By my word,
Yeah.
it's so much
Oh, I
work.
bet.
But
Yeah.
but I'm enjoying the learning experience. I'm also in a different stage in my business where I feel way more comfortable doing
Mhm.
something like that. I still think it's a lot of work. I'm still not sure the ROI and the ROE, return on investment and return on effort, is going to be worth it. I'm not totally sure yet.
Right.
We'll
Yeah.
know by the end of it. Either way,
No. Yeah.
I'm learning a lot. There is definitely a decent amount of registrations. I cannot say how many yet, because I got a little game where I have people predict how many registrations they're going to be. And then
Yeah.
whoever is the closest, I'm going to pay them $250 just because they made the
Yes.
right guess. So I
Oh,
can't
yeah.
tell anybody how much registrations I have, but yeah, it's good. It's good. So I'm happy about that. I definitely want more. I always want more. But I tell you what, I'm excited about this summit is the different learning experiences. Like I learned a lot of things about
Mhm.
myself and how I operate. Like I learned that I really should do a lot more collaborations than I have in my business. And since this is the first time I do any collabs with people, honestly, like I've done so little work with collaborations, so little. And I
Mhm.
probably shot myself in the foot by not doing it. So this summit has been a good practice to figure out how to be a better collaborator as well. Because I'm such a
Mhm.
lone ranger.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
it's a superpower, but it's also
Yeah.
to my detriment. So that was a
Right.
very good learning experience for me. Obviously, there's a lot of assets that I've now created because of the summit, because I've forced myself to finish 7 courses, lead magnet in a day, landing page in a day, a thank you page in a day. I mean, if I was to show you how much videos I've recorded, gotten edited,
Mhm.
posted, I mean,
Mhm.
over 100 videos in the last 2-3 months, like crazy
Yeah.
amount of videos. Just today, I've approved 6 videos which were edited, each one like a total of about an hour and a half of videos, training videos, fully edited, transcribed, chaptered. I mean, it's just a
Yeah.
mental amount of work. And
Oh, yeah.
so just forcing myself to have that deadline for the summit was just really worth it, just from that perspective, because I'm
Mhm.
creating all these assets. So that's been really good. And also it forced me to figure out my process with the VAs. So, and then overall, like, I just think it'll be a really good experience for also people who attend, who, like, what it's like to be in a group call with me, right? You kind of know, like, we
Yeah.
just get shit done, really. Excuse the language.
Right. Yeah.
We just get stuff done. Like, it's just
Yeah.
like, let's not
Yep.
talk so
That's what
much.
it's for. Yep.
Let's get down to work, right? So,
Yep.
people are going to experience that in the summit as well. Basically, those that are going to
Mhm.
sign up for the VIP ticket primarily. But it's going to be really, really productive. So I'm basically going to offer over the 4 days that I'll literally build people's websites on Zoom as long as they're a VIP, and so it's going to be really, really cool like that.
Mhm.
And then we'll do a magic show to wrap it up, because why not? Do a little
Yeah, I'm
celebration.
excited about that. I'm
Yeah,
excited about
yeah.
everything, but I'm really excited about
You
the
weren't in the
magic show.
membership last year, but we did a magic show last year
No.
for all members, and it was so good. We had people's parents, grandparents, cousins, nieces.
Mhm.
It's
The whole family.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, bring your family along, and Yeah. So yeah, it's a good little
Yeah,
thing, and it's
to
it
end
should
a
feel.
hardworking, jam-packed four
Yes,
days, just to have some fun at the end and say, celebrate, like we did all of this, like,
totally,
yay, let's just relax and have some fun and celebrate. I
totally,
think that's a great idea to end it that way.
totally, totally. So there you go. And then yeah, it's just
And
a fun project basically to get done.
tell them about all the speakers. I know you can't go through the lineup, and I will include the links
Yeah,
that will in the description of the video with all that information, so people can
totally,
see
totally.
who you've got in the lineup.
Yeah,
But all the speakers that you've got and
yeah. So I've
everything that
got
they're.
six
Mhm.
speakers. Five of them are software CEOs, so they're CEOs of multi-million-dollar companies, basically. And it's funny. This is one of the learning experiences that I have with this summit as well. To some degree, I chose those speakers for selfish reasons, to be honest, because I
Mm.
wanted to talk to them. I wanted to connect with them. I wanted to
Right.
learn from
Yeah.
them because I want to start a software company. So I want to learn from them at the
Yeah.
same time. So I've got a bit of a
Right.
hidden agenda to I want to, get as much
Yeah.
insights from them too.
Absolutely.
But I think they'll be really fun. I've made some really good connections with them. I love the software tools they've created because I use them. I'm a customer. And they do certain things that I think my audience will really appreciate, like how to hire VAs, how to build teams, and how to be more productive, efficient. I mean, these people are obviously very successful, way more successful than me. And then the other speakers are just guest experts, just who are going to do more implementation focused sessions versus just like a listen to a speaker in a podcast style half an hour. It's going to be much more work
Mhm.
focused, basically. So yeah, there's 7 of those.
Right. Right. It
Yeah,
sounds like it's going to be a great mix of
yeah,
information plus implementation,
yeah, yeah.
actually working on the things and practicing doing
Totally,
what you're learning.
totally.
And absolutely,
Yeah,
I'm excited to be there, and
yeah,
I know it's coming up. We're recording this on Tuesday and it starts on Saturday, so hopefully we'll get some
yeah,
more people interested. And
totally.
can you tell a little bit about, because I know you're offering it for free for
Yes.
everybody, but there's then a VIP option.
Yeah, that's right. So basically, there's 3 access levels. So there's free, which is everybody. You just join, you get access to everything for free, and you can join live. And then the replay is available for 24 hours. Basically, that's what you get, which is going to be a lot of value. It's going to be awesome. Like there's going to be so much value, and it's not going to be like a pitch fest. It's legit training, education, all that stuff. The second level, which is the main level that I'm encouraging people to sign up for, is the VIP tier, which is 147. And when the summit starts, it's 297. I'm going to double the price. Now, the reason I'm doing a VIP tier, number one, I'm giving 7 of my courses: landing page in a day, thank you page in a day, email sequence in a day, pretty links in a day, text automations in a day, and I'm blank
Yeah.
on a couple of others, but a bunch of those
Mhm.
basically. And these courses are literally the tail end of being finished. They're going to be great. Those that are there are already they're really good. I've had really good feedback on it so far, and that's what you get plus one-on-one time with me. Now, this is something that by the time this will be posted, I would have already announced. I haven't actually announced it yet, but since this will be posted, a little bit later today or whatever,
Right.
then
Yeah.
it would have
Mhm.
already been announced. What the VIPs don't realize, and the people who haven't signed up yet don't realize, is that I have the sessions because I'm a bit of a workaholic. Like when I'm going to do these 5 days, I mean, I'm going to be all on, right? Anybody that knows
Yeah.
me knows that I just, I have no problem not sleeping. I'll just be all on, right? So I've got no shame. But
Yeah.
basically, in between sessions, there is gaps. And if you look at the calendar, you'll see a gap of 4 hours, 5 hours between sessions. What's going to happen between 4 or 5 hours? I'll tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to be on Zoom. And if somebody wants their website done and they're a VIP, you just join and I'll build your website for you. I'll just do it for you.
Mm.
You just have to join, have your
Mhm.
content ready, or if you want a coaching session, I don't care what you need, but I'm there. So if you look at the different timing and stuff like that, and I did a bit of calculation before this podcast thing, it ends up being between 10 to 14 hours that I'm on Zoom where people could just join and I will do whatever they need help with, basically. So long as I can keep my eyes open, I'll be on Zoom to do whatever, because if there's one thing I hate is just endless consumption. I just can't stand it. It just, like, I know there's a lot of free training online, there's a lot of great summits, but they're very consumption focused. And that just doesn't resonate with me so much. Like, consumption is fine, but you got to implement. So I'm going to do those implementation sessions, and I'm limiting it to 99 people, which is the 99 VIPs, basically. So that's what that is going to be for. And so, and 99 people, 15 hours, I can do a lot of damage in that time. I can get a lot of stuff built. The software that we use, I can build a page really quickly. And also, it's not just me. I have my tech support who could do different things that I don't necessarily need to do. So there is two others with me, one or two others with me at all times to get a lot of stuff done. So it's going to be really productive for those that are going to take advantage of it. For 147,
I'm going to be in there somewhere.
Yeah, totally. So I'm going to focus on the VIPs because the members, you see, the tech support members, they're getting it anyway, So during those 4 days, 5 days, they're definitely, the VIPs are going to be the one that are going to, if they're not going to be too many signups, great. Then my members can get it. I don't care. I'm all for that. So.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Awesome stuff. I mean, this, I'm excited. I know you're excited. You've put a lot of work into this. I hope it ends up being worth it, yes, financially, but also, a good learning experience that, something that I think it will be, no matter what. I think it's going to be a great experience. I think it already has been, and you've learned a lot, and I'm sure we will as well.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add before we wrap up?
Yeah, I think the main thing that, if somebody is listening to this and they're just, let's put it that way, I can cover a lot, but the main thing is also not to get overwhelmed, right? The main thing is not to get overwhelmed and baby steps, right? There's absolutely nothing wrong with doing the tiniest things today, whatever that looks like to you, depending on the stage you're in, right? Figure out what is that baby step. So don't try to do step 17 when you haven't done step 1, right? So even though I'm talking about this and that and all the stuff I'm working on, it's all nice and well, but I'm also almost 3 years into my journey. It's a totally different level, right? So don't even worry about whether it's comparing or procrastinating or thinking about it or wondering or whatever. The main thing for you is just like, okay, what is that very next thing that you can accomplish today that's going to be productive, right? And maybe that's something you need to discuss with somebody. So that's why I'm doing the summit as well. So you can come, connect, learn, ask your questions and stuff like that. But, do take action. Don't just listen. Like, if you just listen to this podcast and then, wow, that was a great podcast, thanks. Well, you've missed the point. Do something. Like, whatever that next thing is, it's okay. Doesn't matter how small it is,
right? Whatever that thing you're stuck on.
Whatever that, exactly. Even if it's just open up a Google Doc and type up your vision for your business. What is it that you want to have? What is that goal? And just do a brain dump. You know what I mean? Even if it's just that one action step, to get it out of your head. So you got a bit of clarity, like, okay, this is what I actually want to accomplish. This is what I want to serve and stuff like that. So action, do something as a result of this podcast, regardless of whether you join the summit or not or whatever.
Awesome.
Cool.
Awesome. I can't wait. So I will include links, for everybody to hopefully join. It starts Saturday the 17th, this Saturday the 17th. And we'll go to the 22nd. Is that right?
21st, mine 22nd, your 21st.
21st and 22nd. So hopefully, those of you listening will take advantage of this, and please, reach out to me if you have any questions. I'll include my contact information, and is it okay if I give your contact information as well, to have them contact you, and so they can also get to know DCT membership, DCT Truths, or .com Truths. That's the official name. I don't even think we've announced that, but
that's right.
The official name
Truths
of your business is .com Truths, or we call it DCT for short.
Yes, that's right.
So All right, wonderful. Thank you so much, Eran, for joining me today. And I can't wait for the summit. And maybe we'll have to do a follow-up podcast to
Yeah, totally.
interview you on how the process was and what you learned. I would love to do something like that
Totally.
or after.
Awesome.
All right, take
Thanks for
care.
having
Thanks so
me.
much, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.